Now, let me give you 4 diagnostic questions. How do you pick a life verse? Here's 4 questions, and then I'll give you a couple more things, and we'll jump in a little bit further. Number 1, what verse of Scripture is a deep encouragement to you? What verse of Scripture is a deep encouragement to you? Something you go, you know what, that really hits me, and it may hit you, it may not hit your neighbor quite the same, but what verse of Scripture is a deep encouragement to you? Number 2, what verse of Scripture encourages your passion for Christ? What verse of Scripture encourages your passion for Christ? You read it and you go, yes, that's really good. That's really good. What verse of Scripture? Right now I'm memorizing, it's not my life verse, but John chapter 16, verse 33. And it says this, I've said all these things to you so that you may have peace in me. In this world you will have suffering, but be courageous, for I have overcome the world. That's a great encouragement of my passion for Christ this week as I've read that and just put that in my mind. In Him, I have peace. Yeah, the world's going to be tough, but be courageous. It stoked my passion this week for Christ. Is there a verse of Scripture that's done that for you? Number 3, what verse of Scripture do you want to see or have seen lived out in your life? Is there a verse of Scripture that you want to see or you have seen lived out in your life? Some of you, your life has been perseverance. What verse have you seen in your life just bubble up to the top? And number 4, just to put it as easy as possible, what verse of Scripture would you like quoted at your funeral or wear as a piece of jewelry? What verse of Scripture, when we stand up for your funeral, for your celebration of life service, what verse do you want to be on that cover? What verse do you want to be spoken about? What verse would you put on a piece of jewelry that would be like, that sums it up for me? Those 4 questions are good things. Now, let me just give you a couple freedoms. It doesn't have to be a life verse, though that's a whole series we're talking about. It may be just for a season, because I know some of you are like, for my whole life, I have to pick it today? I'm not that good at decision making. I'm not sure I want to do that. It can be your life verse for now, and if you want to change it to a new one in the fall, that's fine, okay? But you just keep having that verse, okay? So don't put any stress on yourself. It can be aspirational that you say, I really want this to be a great thing. This is what I'm shooting for. Or it can be something that's a little bit more actual in your life. Asked a friend, I said, what's your life verse? He said this, oh man, mine's easy. And I said, what is it? And he says, Lord, I have faith, but increase my faith. I thought that was really good. Lord, I have belief, but increase my belief. He was like, my authentic is I struggle with doubt at times. And I need it. I got a seed of it, but I need more of it, God. So that's good. That's okay. That's a very kind of where you are in life type of thing. So don't let this be a burden. Let this be a freedom. Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.